What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Boxing Club Podcast. I am yours truly, Big Chubbs, alongside with my fellow Potters, Mr. Don King Killer himself, El Guapo.
The one and only, the killer.
We'll get into that in a minute. What's up, B Slick?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Ulu Almighty's in the house. What's up, player?
That's right. What's up, baby?
How's everybody doing today?
Good, man. Doing good. I'm a little sore.
A little sore?
Yeah, but I'm good.
Too.
You didn't spar, bro.
I didn't spar, but I'm sore.
You sparred, hey.
Speaking of sparring, I want to get right into
Talking
it.
to the mic.
Speaking of sparring, I want to get right into it.
As a matter of fact, as some of you seen on the live today, we went to the House of Pain in Temecula.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. We did.
Second time being there.
It was,
Oh, you guys been there before?
Yeah, we went there right before the New Year.
it was pretty dope. You know, this was the first time I seen Eric spar.
What'd you think?
He's whack. No, I'm just kidding.
But you know what? Let's go right now. Let's go right
Go in
now.
the ring now.
Coach, you got some training to do.
Yeah.
No, you know, it's my first time ever in any sparring ring or anything like that.
Going to like a sparring match.
Oh, it's your first
Yeah.
time seeing a sparring session?
Yeah.
A real one?
A real
A
one.
real one, really. I've seen Eric spar in here, and he gets down in here, so I could kind of sense his caliber, but I've never seen him battle like at another.
Oh
gym.
no, he was putting in some work.
I saw the live. I tapped into the live. It was nice.
Yeah. What's up? What about you, Coach?
Oh, well,
How did he do?
Well, for me, it's just another day of watching him. So, personally, he did good. So, and that's, I loved it. It just shows the work that we put in. You know, that's really what I can appreciate it, just to see, like, we're doing good.
Oh yeah, it was.
We're
It
doing
was.
very good.
How did you feel in the ring though?
At first, I'm always nervous, and just getting in there, you just kind of all the nerves just as soon as the round starts,
Adjust the mic a little bit, bro.
hear me good?
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, and you just get in there, and like all the butterflies just fly away, man. You just get in there, you just get in the zone, and you get hit. And you're like,
Is
"Oh,
it
get back."
is it after the first hit that you take, or is it the first hit that you give that your butterflies go away?
I think as soon as the bell rings, man. The bell rings, you walk forward, and you're like, all right, it's time to go. Time to get it working. And
Yeah.
And one thing I might say, me being ringside, the look in his face, bro, was different.
Eric?
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
he turned off the nice guy actor.
Yeah, bro. It was no, nice guy Eric. Like his whole demeanor was like kill.
Terminator.
Hey,
get them
Terminator.
down.
yeah. And shout out to everybody too for jumping in on the live. Shout out to JD Kane and J Queen
What up, donkey?
for tapping in with us and checking Eric out while we were sparring this morning.
Well, no, it's very good. Well, like I said, it was very good work. And like I said, it's just another everyday for us. Just what I watch when I'm looking at what Eric is doing, and I'm saying, what does he need to improve on? And that's what I really look for. And so, do I see things? Of course. There's always things for improvement for any fighter, and that's what I'm looking for. Other than that, he had a good game guy that was really pressuring him, and that's what he needed. And he took over. And that's big.
The dude looked a little bit bigger than Eric too, right?
The guy was actually bigger than
A couple
Eric.
pounds bigger, but
Yeah, so he was a bigger guy. So, but that's you get what you can get.
Yeah.
So
Is that somebody like? Have you faced anybody that big or smaller or bigger?
I think my last fight I did, but in my last fight I came in bigger because I came in a little bit, just not on weight where I was supposed to be. I came in at 170, I think, and usually I try my best to fight at 158. So I came in a whole 12 pounds bigger, and that affected my performance definitely because I felt like it was like a fat 178 versus a fit 170.
And there's nothing wrong with being fat, bro. not one thing wrong with being fat.
it's in boxing.
But yeah, man, it's felt good, and usually I always spar with guys that are smaller than me, and because as in boxing, there's always a small man's sport. Usually, it's always you're gonna find someone that's 150 or short or something, and It's hard to find people my weight, my height, and my experience.
It's mostly your height they fear. You're a tall guy, and that's what seems to scare the people. Every time when we go look for a fight, then they're like, "Oh, he's too tall." I go, "What do you mean he's too tall? You know, you guys come in at the same weight. It's not on height; it's on weight." Yeah. But somehow you seem to scare them on your height. Yeah. And that's really what we noticed. That's what we run into all the time. So.
Nice.
Other than that, it's a good experience, and it's always a plus. So
so after this morning, I kind of like built up the courage to call you out, bro.
Oh, there you go. There it is. There it is.
I'm calling you out, big dog.
Oh, let's get it.
But you know what? To be honest, I mean, obviously you were there watching him spar, and I'm in the corner, and technically I look good in the corner.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's one thing about
I used to
You
be
are the flyest coach.
I mean, El Guapo always looks good. So
I used to be on the corner all the time.
You haven't been in this corner. This corner can scare you.
No, but you know, I don't know. Like the whole experience was dope. You know what I mean?
No, man. It's like I told you. I think a few episodes back, and I told you off the podcast. When you get into this game, man, you just fall in love with it. Then you get that, the confidence starts to build and stuff. Then you just want to actually experience it. You want to do it. You want to live it. Basically, this is a lifestyle. So you get to,
that's dope.
Attached to it.
I dig it.
That's probably what you're feeling. You're growing, my young son. You're growing.
No, but yeah, bro. Let's set that up.
Yeah, dude. Pick a
You know what I
date.
mean?
Boom, we'll go live, baby.
Hit my manager, and
Call me.
but so anyways, what other than today and the sparring, what's going on in boxing?
Oh, what is going on boxing?
Well, first of all,
we got a lot.
I know the last episode we didn't get to touch on the Kovalev failing a drug test.
Kovalev, my man, failing the drug test. Do we know what drug it was?
As a performing enhancement drugs.
Steroids.
Yeah, it was steroids.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Some kind of steroid.
And he was set to fight Beck the Bully.
The Bully.
That dude is.
That dude's
And
nasty.
I think maybe he had to juice up because that dude's a monster.
What's the Bully's record right now?
The Bully's record? Let me pull that up for you
That
right
dude's
now.
16-16, right?
Is
16-0 with 16 knockouts. He's full knockouts.
The Bully?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. But while you look that up, the whole steroids thing, like, it's been plagued in boxing, whether it's steroids for cutting weight or performance enhancing. We had Berto had to get yanked out of the rematch with Victor Ortiz before Victor Ortiz fought Josita Lopez and so forth and so forth. He got tagged with steroids, and
He's 6-0.
6-0.
oh, he's
6-0 with 5
16.
knockouts.
5 knockouts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Edgar
He's still
Berlanga
great.
is 16.
Edgar Berlanga. Okay, so I mistake their records. But yeah, the Bully's still nasty, man. That guy touches you, go to sleep.
So now, sources are flying and rumors are grooming that the Beck the Bully is calling out Edgar Berlanga.
It's very
Berlanga.
possible. Yeah, I mean,
That's a powerhouse of a fight. Two titans. It sounds. Well, I don't want to say
thought it
titans,
was-
but yeah, you the Bully. What do you think? Six fights, 5 knockouts. Can we call him the Bully?
not yet.
Well, have you seen
Not
his
yet.
fights?
Uzi bullying.
Right now he's a
Who's
school
he
bully.
bullying?
You
Moving
know,
on up.
He's in the playground bullying. He's got to get to the after
Moving
school
on to the big-
ones. So we can't call him that yet. That's his nickname, but we can't solidify him a boogeyman yet. He's no.
he hasn't earned it yet.
He hasn't earned it yet. Okay, but
You think-
Berlanga's nasty.
Berlanga is.
That guy is pretty.
But too, a lot of people say that a lot of those fights with Berlanga were a bunch of nobodies.
I mean, I don't want to say nobody's man. You're still a fighter in there, bro. You're
To
still
be honest,
knocking people
you
out.
always hear that. He fought a bunch of nobodies. And then when, how do you, when you say, I lost to this guy, a nobody? Well, he's somebody who beat you. So to say it's nobody, it's a common word that's being used. But be aware, everyone's training to knock your head off.
Yeah.
So you can't just say, who's your next fight? Some nobody. You can't go that way and treat that way.
Well, wasn't
it's an insulting thing to another fighter. You fought a bunch of nobodies, but you haven't fought me. That's where the statement comes in, and then it goes from there.
Didn't Pacquiao come in as a nobody?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he came in like a last-minute fight, didn't he?
Yep.
Well, like as a nobody, right?
Yeah.
To fight some superstar dude, I forget his name, the Jamaican guy, I think. Yeah, he came in last minute
From
as
the
a
Philippines,
nobody.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and took off right after that.
He became a somebody after
He
that.
became a somebody.
No,
exactly.
he became the Mexican assassin.
No, afterwards.
Oh, gosh.
He became one, yes. But
Yeah.
he had to earn that, and he finally got it.
Yeah,
Which is true.
I lost so much money against Pacquiao. I was heavy-hearted with my Mexican roots.
Yeah, man, he walked through all the Mexicans.
But those were his dopest fights though. I think all his best fights were with Mexicans.
Yeah, Mexicans always come to bang. They come to they're not coming into to showboat per se. They're coming in to fight, man. I mean, you're talking that's a different generation, man. You're talking Barrera, Morales, Marquez. I mean, they should practically
they're
be
all
brothers.
bo-
Did they fight 4 or
dude.
5?
They should be brothers.
4.
They should be
Yeah.
brothers.
They're all body snatchers.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
body snatcher.
Don't get mine.
Oh yeah, it's a different era though, man. Those are legendary names, legendary fights.
So, is there any bounce back from Kovalev failing your drug test?
There's a bounce back.
There is a bounce back. You know, he just got to
gotta
test
work his
clean.
way up.
You know, just has to go back to the drawing board.
With his age, do you think he's gonna be able to come back?
He is getting older, and he was never a fancy fighter. You know,
He's rugged.
He's rugged, strong, rugged guy.
He was beating up Canelo.
Well, he was using his height beautifully.
Using his length and height.
Yeah.
I wasn't as convinced when Kovalev fought Canelo as I was when I was shocked when he dropped Ward.
Oh yeah.
Only
Yeah.
guy to ever drop Andre Ward.
That's true.
And he gave him a little trouble that he was touching him, and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
It's because Ward wasn't quite catching the range of his height and reach.
Yeah.
And but the rematch, he learned the
Yeah,
height and
of
reach
course,
really
of
well.
course.
He figured it out. Okay, this is it.
Yeah.
And he clearly erased that. The
And
first fight.
that's what a real champion boxer does. They come back in the rematch, and they do what they do.
They make the adjustments and come back for that
Right.
W.
Yep. Get to work.
All right, Jaime Munguia.
Jaime Munguia.
First time I saw him is when he dropped, what was it, Saddam Ali. I think he took the title from him.
I
Was
think
it?
so.
Yeah,
I think
right?
so. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a beast back then. So I'm like,
Jaime Munguia is bad. He is bad.
Do
A
you?
lot of power.
So there's there's rumors speculating about it's about 95% done. The Jaime Munguia and Triple G in May or April.
That would be a terrific fight.
What do you think,
What do
Coach?
you think, Coach? Is he a little green?
Well,
Triple G solidified. He's
Bro, his last fight was
Triple G is Triple G. He's still the man no matter what.
based on his last performance, I think he's changing his style. He's evolving still.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and again, he only has a small blemish, not a big blemish, a small blemish. And to me, I still say he's the top middleweight out there.
What's his blemish?
Canelo.
Well, Canelo, again, we can argue on that one, but I don't think he ever lost personally. So that's why I still rate him as the number one middleweight out there. And not everyone's going crazy after him. No one's hollering to go after him because why? They acknowledge you're still good, and you're the guy that can just destroy me. So why even challenge you? I'll just ignore you and move on to the next guy.
But if let's say he was that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was still because his name is still big. But
Yeah.
I think what fighters are chasing, it's not that they're scared of you. They just want the bag. They
Want the what
want
now?
that big payday.
They want the payday.
The bag, the
Yeah.
payday.
Well, they want the payday without working hard for it.
So I don't think I think everybody's overlooking Triple G, because
They're
they want a bigger payday.
They're not looking over Triple G. They know Triple G can knock you out.
Right.
Look at
No,
his record.
what he's saying is that they're not the risk to reward factor. They're not looking to fight Triple G because they're looking for a bigger name with a lesser risk. They want more
Well,
money
that's
for
always
lesser
been
risk.
true. That's always been day
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
That's always been. That's why I said. That's why it used to be rankings where you couldn't avoid it. And technically, he would be considered ranked number one.
Triple G.
Triple G. In other words, I'm not going after him. And technically, he hasn't slowed down. He still looks good. He's always looked good. He's had one, like I said, every fighter is titled to have a bad day in boxing. And then he figures out, okay, I cleaned it up. And that's what you're supposed to do. And again, fighters acknowledge it. They're like, I'm not going after Triple G. I'm not going after him. Because you look at his past record of who he beat and who he's knocked out. And, because all these guys have had sparring partners one time or another. And they say, I used to spar with this guy. He gave me a good fight. He knocked him out. There's no need for me to go chase this guy. And do you know anyone about Triple G? And I've heard rumors I had a personal friend who sparred with him, and he's a lot bigger than him. And he says, for a little guy, he hits like a heavyweight.
Yeah, they've always said that.
So that's in sparring. That's not even a real fight.
Yeah,
so
there was rumors that a lot of sparring partners would have to wear chest protectors.
Yeah.
When it was like hard sparring to prep for the fight.
So
I mean, it was rumored. I don't know. But
So it tells you right there. But he personally told me, he goes, I sparred with him too much, and I'm the bigger guy, and I couldn't fight him. He's just too big for me.
you can't deny Triple G at the end of the day. I mean, he's fought just about everyone.
Well, I mean, look at it.
and-
He's not a guy that you knock down.
No. No.
You look at it when you fight him. He's been standing, again, he's a very intelligent fighter. You see it, and I love
Pressure
intelligent
fighter.
fighters. And I said, I call it out. As I said, I see some intelligent fighters where they get dumb, or the corner gets dumb. And so, again, Triple G, like I said, I haven't seen any much blemishes on him. So.
No, I agree. No, he's solid. But with Munguia, a great fight. 'Cause that reminds me, Munguia to me is like an up and comer, trying to make himself a star like Teofimo Lopez did. It's the same,
Right.
kind of the same logic that I'm trying to put on this. Teofimo Lopez was a short resume, up and coming, believes in himself, willing to take on the top dog to prove, because that's what a boxer is supposed to do. Prove
Exactly.
himself. And I think that's what Munguia is built from the same cloth. He knows what he's about, and he's willing to come get it. Triple G or anyone else, he's willing to come get it.
And that one needs to be done, because I think that's part of the puzzle that's been missing. Some of these guys are just kind of picking who they want to fight for the easier money, and forget about they lost the pride of say, hey, I am the best. And guys back in the day, I'm going to unify the whole division.
Yeah.
If you have a belt, I want it.
Clean house.
And you don't see that as much as you used to. When I look at it, I go, all right, you have a belt, but you're chasing other ones without belts.
Right.
And a lot of it is like, oh, let's go for the name. And it makes more sense that way. And I get it's about the money, but at the end of the day, you're still avoiding other things at the same time for really claiming, say, I'm the best. And that's a hard thing to say. Everyone says they're the best, but they're not showing it. And that's where I don't see it.
Do you think Canelo, little segue from Triple G to Canelo real quick, do you think he's doing that by, like, he says he's the best, right, but he's not fighting who he's supposed to fight?
That's well, not necessarily true, and I'll tell you why. Of course, look how many fights he's been fighting. To be honest with you, when you're in training and you have a fight, believe it or not, it ages you. If you're getting beat up and all that, but even working out ages
wars.
you.
Yeah, the wars, and you're putting a lot of
Exactly.
miles on
There's
your body.
wear and tear on
Yeah.
the body. So I get it now and then. Hey, I just kind of want. I still want to be active. I want to fight. I kind of want to throw a bone at me, and just to keep me active. I mean, I get it, and because everybody wants a pay-per-view fight constantly. Hardcore. But again, that's hard on the fighter. And so he's proven himself who he is, and he can claim that. He literally can, because why? Look what size he became when he was from the beginning to where he is now. You just don't move up on weight like that, the way he does, and willing to fight. So
yeah, he's gone up, and he's also never really, like I said a million times, I was skeptical of Canelo, but that dude has proved himself over and over. So to take a fight like this guy, how do you pronounce his name, Chubbs?
Who?
His opponent?
What was it like?
Avini Yildirim?
Yildirim. So they're saying that it's his mandatory.
It's
Right.
not as mandatory, bro.
It's not as mandatory.
Nah, there was
Speak on
there was a video circulating YouTube that they're fighting for the WBC belt, right?
Right.
It was a statement released by the WBC stating that Canelo requested this fight. It was not a mandatory. He requested to fight Avini Yildirim. And they looked into it,
Right.
and they just said, "Yeah, I guess." Fuck
Not
it.
saying he might be overlooking him.
It's
but
kind of weird. I mean, you're hearing things in that. I heard it was a mandatory fight.
It was a statement
because-
from the WBC, though.
Right. Well, that's saying
from the
something.
WBC themselves, they
Right.
said it was not his mandatory.
That it was
Well-
Canelo that reached out to them and requested to fight.
I don't know how it could
Yildirim.
be his mandatory anyway, because his last fight, he's coming off a loss to Anthony Durrell.
Right.
Yeah, so
And if I remember correctly, he lost to Chris Eubank Jr. too. So I can't think of another notable fight. And not even to water it down, but it's probably Canelo's, I think, is stepping on the gas. So he's putting more steam on his years. The last episode, I think we stated that Canelo put out a statement that he's fighting 4 times a year. So if you're putting this dude, and not saying he's light work, but he's maybe not a high caliber fighter, you put him 1 out of the 4, so then you got 3 like for instance, they're talking about Billy Joe Saunders next.
That's in May.
That's a fair.
That's in May.
Like
Correct.
preparations,
It
all
is, so it's already
preparation
done?
for this
That's
fight.
it. They're looking at that in May. They're looking
Okay.
at hard. That's
Okay.
providing if Canelo wins. And now this is another thing in the back hindsight, because Canelo's team is smart. It could be possibility of a contract. Hey, you have to have this many fights, blah blah blah, and you might just say, you know what?
Throw this dude in there.
Throw a bone at me so I can pass this, I can move on.
Yeah.
That could be very much true, because if you really, the only way you're really going to know if you personally talk to Canelo, why are you doing this?
Right.
Well, to be honest, I got to finish this contract out.
And there's 4 fights in 1 year,
And that's a lot. That's a lot of fights. That's what I'm saying. That's not easy. It takes sometimes up to 3 months to train for your fighter.
Yeah, you're training 357 days.
And that's
all year.
exactly.
When's Canelo fighting? Is it February?
in February,
In February.
February, May, September,
September and December.
Yeah.
That is a lot of fights. So, in all fairness,
take this fight,
to
it's
say
good,
that
yeah.
this is a good thing. You can't expect all world titles every second.
He ain't Mayweather, bro.
So.
He ain't Mayweather, bro.
Well, let's be
Mayweather
honest.
only fights twice a
Mayweather
year.
fought Mayweather didn't fight. He fights every 2 years.
No, he fought twice a year.
Twice.
Cinco
On
de
the
Mayo.
Mexican,
That was-
Cinco de Mayo
which was
and Mexican
rare for him to do that.
Mexican Independence
Which
Day,
is rare.
But they were all mega fights.
Correct.
He fought, top.
But again, so I can't really talk smack on Canelo.
No, I can't
But
either,
did
man.
Mayweather move out of the welterweight division?
Never.
No,
yeah.
he was
Towards the end, he
truly the
retired.
king of it. In other words, a lot of people, that was the problem from the get-go from Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Let's be honest, Manny Pacquiao did not want to fight at 147. And Mayweather says, how can you claim to be a welterweight if you don't fight at 147? He wanted a catcher's weight. And Mayweather goes, if you want to fight the king, you have to fight the welterweight title, because that's the belt
And
I
get
won.
drug tested.
And he did beat the belts at 147. Manny did not want that. If you guys don't believe me, go back from day one and you'll see it.
No, I believe it. Manny
but how-
was a catchweight king.
Yeah.
How come?
Correct,
How
he is.
come Manny never wanted to take a drug test from a blood?
Oh man, it was so many.
Again, you
They
can
say
make,
he- they
you
say-
can make arguments. Obviously, I'm Filipino. You go, you're crazy. But but again, that's an argument to make. But personally, he should have made it. Unless if you're not dirty, if
Yeah.
he didn't want to do a true blood test, then for $50 million that was promised to you,
crazy.
and you turned it down, that kind of tells me you're dirty.
And crazy.
I mean, who turns down $50 million? Any fighter. No one does.
Yeah.
And he turned it down.
Because he was afraid of needles, but he has tattoos.
Exactly. So that kind of, and it was kind of, he came, if you look from the history, he really became he was a small guy
Yeah.
that kept growing and growing.
growing.
Not just growing, he was knocking people out. Like he had this
Walking through
amazing
people.
power coming with him.
He saw a guy, and not to cut you off, Coach.
Right.
I just want to make the statement that I tell everyone that talks about Pacquiao. Yeah, he's just a knockout machine. He's more than a knockout machine. This guy, when he couldn't knock out a guy, when a guy couldn't be knocked out, case in point, Antonio Margarito, the guy had a chin
Stop
made
banging
of
the table.
freaking
Right.
iron. The guy couldn't be knocked out. What happened? His face broke. That's how he was walking through people, and this dude was almost double his size.
Right.
Walking.
And that
through
was a
people.
big weight division.
Huge.
So when finally he fought Mayweather, and he didn't look as big, and he didn't look like he hit as hard.
As sharp. Nope.
He had nothing on Mayweather, and because he had to do the blood test.
Yeah.
It was the Olympic blood test.
He fired his nutrition, didn't he? And after he
Yeah.
fired his
Don't
nutrition,
make me get into that story.
Yeah.
after he
I
fired
have
his
a whole theory on
nutrition,
that.
he lost all kinds of mass.
Alex Ariza. Well, he lost a lot of power and speed. It seems like because once Alex Ariza was out of the picture, in my opinion, if you can go back and look at the fights that he had Alex Ariza in his corner.
Who's Alex Ariza?
Alex
Break it
Ariza
down
was
real
a
quick.
strength and conditioning coach.
Correct.
That was with Freddie Roach.
Correct.
And when they started asking what was going on in his regimen, his routine, he didn't really want to give it up, and they ended up, whatever the case was, they let him go and they fired him. And once he was gone, he stopped walking through people and he stopped knocking people out. He had that layoff of knockouts where people were like, "Yeah, man, we still want to watch him, but he's not knocking anyone out." And just coincidentally, I guess, in my theory, who hires Alex Ariza, the same guy? The Garcia camp.
Right.
For who? For Marcos Maidana when he fought Adrian Broner. What happened? The guy threw 100 and some punches around, collapsed Adrian Broner's career, pretty much derailed his career.
That's true.
We all saw that fight. It was a very memorable fight where he, dethroned the little
the fake ass Mayweather.
Showtime.
What did Maidana call him? Mayweather's little sister.
Oh,
That guy's a savage. Maidana was a savage. He's like, hey, somebody come get his little sister. But right after that fight, Garcia camp, from what I understand, fired him for the same reason or some reason around that. And you look at I'm sorry, that's incorrect. They kept him on. He got the Mayweather fight. They did the first Mayweather fight with Alex.
Stop back at the table, bro.
Can you hear it? You can actually hear it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody that can hear the thumps. They kept Alex Ariza on for the first Mayweather fight, and you noticed the punch volume, and a lot of people got excited. Look how he's trying to bully him, and he's not getting tired. Then they let him go for the rematch when he fought Mayweather the second time, and then the outcome is different. Less punches, a little slower. And I don't know, to me, that's just my theory. It just seems strange to me that when this guy shows up, people are, these unstoppable athletes.
You always say he's always like pouring something in their mouth in between rounds, right?
There's YouTube videos that show, weirdness, but who knows? Who knows? It's we don't know. We're not really there.
They'll have little secrets.
Coincidentally, But how true is this, Coach? Also, I'm not pointing fingers, but
Right.
I also watched a video with Robert Garcia that outlines how mental it is, and no one would know this better than you, where boxing is nothing like golf, but the analogy is that it's very mental. Athleticism takes you so much. You got to be smart. It's not a checkers game; it's a chess game. You got to be smart, and it's so mental that Robert Garcia outlines that there was times where in certain states that allow it, where you're able to drink water or do they allow Gatorade?
In the past they do not, and I've seen it. So
I've seen Gatorade.
I'm going, why is Gatorade being put in? Back in the days when we fought, it had to be water, nothing but water.
And like unopened or something like that.
Right. So it really, Gatorade, again, when I looked at that, it's kind of funny you said that, and I'm going, well, he's kicking up his electrolytes up when, so it kind of, I get it. It's fair if both parties are doing it. Does that make sense?
Well,